Hello and welcome to this short video where I want to show you different ways and possibilities how you can integrate your Copilot or your agent in your way in M365. So how did I come up with this topic? Well, last week I was watching a couple of sessions at Microsoft Ignite and I saw different possibilities to integrate Copilots into M365 and I thought, hey, let's figure out what is possible and how you can do it. And that's why I came up with this video and said, hey, let's have a look at how we can integrate um, our agents into M365 Copilot here in this canvas using different tools and technologies. And we start, of course, here with M365, Copilot Studio, Foundry, and then Visual Studio Code. And of course, I'm not doing that on slides, but in my demo system. So let's have a look together how I configure things. Okay, let us start here. I'm in M365 Copilot, and you see here one that I created an agent. I call it Lusander1, and I created it here by using this new agent functionality. So how did I do that? Well, you might have done this 100 times already. So I basically gave it a name, description, and instruction. Very, very basic. I did not configure anything else except here some starter prompts. And I said, hey, tell me a joke and what is a good present for Christmas maybe. And that's it, what you do. So once you do it the first time, you basically say here on top, create. In my case, it's already there. It's created, so I can update it only, but I don't need that. And once you have done that, you can directly interact with your agent in M365. So that's the simplest way how you can set up agents in M365. No coding required, just a bit description, and you have to be able to describe what you want. Let us go to the second one here. This one I called it Lusanda number 2. And this one was created with Copilot Studio. So how are you doing that? Well, most of you probably know. So you create here an agent. Again, I used just some basic starter prompts. I publish the agent, and once it's published, you know that you can select here Teams and Microsoft Copilot. And by doing that, it becomes available here in M365 Copilot. Of course, the first time you have to edit and you have to say for which people this is allowed. But once you have this channel available, you can interact and chat in a similar way as with the first one. So let's see whether we get a different Santa joke, or maybe another one. And let's see how it interacts. It should also be joyful. And you see, here we get our response. Again, the experience is similar. You do not need really to be able to code, but the possibilities that you have in Copilot Studio are a bit more extensive when it comes to integrating different agents, tools, and so on. So this was the second one. Still, I would say a no-code experience for my use case here. Now let's switch gears and come to Santa number 3. This one was created in Foundry. So let's have a look together how I built it. So I was going here into Foundry. I created a project, this one here, Ludwig Advent 25, and then I created an agent. Actually, you see two. This one was for testing. This one is the one we see. You see that I use here GPT-4.1. I gave some instruction and that's it. So no tools, knowledge, memory, whatever. I just used this way. And then the question is, how do you make it available in M365? Well, the way is, if we make a change, then I can show you. So we save this. And once you make a change, you can publish it again. So you say, hey, publish the updates. So let's do it from the beginning. So we say, here, publish it. Then you see all of that. And then you have this button, publish to Teams and M365 Copilot. And that's what you have to do. Also here on top, the first time you're doing that, you need to create an Azure bot service. Without that, it's not working. And then you have to provide details. Yeah, so let's say Lu Santa 3, that's version 5. Yeah, short description, Lu Santa 3, full description, and then you say Luigi and a website. Yeah, and these fields are mandatory. Yeah, so I just enter here Microsoft.com. Yeah, so if you don't enter this correctly, like I did, then you will not be able to move on. Yeah. So you see, you have to provide all the information before you can prepare the agent. Yeah? And then once all of this information is okay, you can say prepare the agent, and then you can choose who should have access to this agent, and then you just say submit. What this submit will do, it will make the agent available in M365. So you can come here. I just say close here because I did that already. You can come here and then directly interact with this agent. So let's say, tell me a Christmas joke. But you see there is a small difference already. Let's wait here for an answer to see that we get an answer. Because at the beginning, I had a couple of obstacles before I get a response, and these obstacles were related to authentication. So it's the first problem. The other thing that you see is you don't have starter prompts here. So there's no starter prompt, even though I set them up in Foundry. So if you go to Foundry, we are here in this agent, and here on the right hand side, you can actually put starter prompts. You can even test them here in a web application. You see them, but if you deploy it into M365, at the moment it's not working. Well, most probably because that's still in preview. It's not 100% finished, but maybe in the next couple of weeks we will also see the starter prompts. So let's keep fingers crossed that this will be fixed. The other thing that I mentioned is at the beginning I had some problems making or getting a response. So what was the problem? Well, the problem was here in this project, in this Foundry project, there is a resource group behind the scenes. So if you go to Azure, you will see your resource group. And in this resource group, you need to assign this Azure AI user to the managed identities. These managed identities, they are automatically created, but they currently do not get this role automatically assigned. So you have to do it. If you're not doing that, then you will see here a message saying, hey, something is wrong with the authentication. If you see this, go to Azure, your resource group, and add this. So it's important. Okay, so this was this third agent that we saw. Now I have another one, a last one, and now we move from, let's say, a no-code, low-code, still low-code to a pro-code experience. So what is that? Well, that's something I created in Visual Studio Code. Again, here we see here different possibilities. Let's see if we can also get a joke. So we get a kind of different joke here. But the question is, how did I create this one? And this time I was going into Visual Studio Code. So that's my agent. You can see here it's my declarative agent. And you see here I added the conversation starters. That's something you have to add. By default, it's not there. And the way how you create this super, super simple agent is basically you just come here, you need this M365 agent toolkit, and then you say, hey, create a new agent or app. And then you basically just go through the prompts. You say no action. You select the default browser, and then you basically save things. Once things are saved, once you are ready, you come here and then you say, hey, provision, and then publish. And this makes it available here in M365 Copilot. So this time in a form of a pro code way. Also here, you see here we have this ending def. That's a setting that I have not changed in Visual Studio Code, but you can of course change that. and also change the icon so that it looks more nice. But I hope this 4 agents gave you an idea about the possibilities that you have, starting from a no code experience, going to low code experiences here in Copilot Studio and Foundry, to a pro code world where you can work with your agents and give users a similar experience, so the user do not really know what is working behind the scenes. Okay, so that's it, what I wanted to share with you. Thanks for watching and listening, and then till next time.